Tuesday rolled around very quickly this week, and then I realised it's actually been 2 weeks, so it rolled around even faster. So I'll just start by taking the blame for the gap in podcasts. That's my fault. But hey, we're back. Hi, James.
Whose fault was it this week?
What's that?
Whose fault was it this week?
I'm going to take the blame. I can't remember. Well, I had double the children, and there was something
I was watching football.
You were watching football. Yes, that's right.
I'm going to Wembley.
You're going to Wembley.
It is a religious pilgrimage for me.
Okay. For the mighty Greens.
Hey, you got the fucking colour. I'm impressed.
I know more about football than I let on, James. I know that you're playing Bolton Wanderers as well.
Oh, I'm quite impressed on that. Yeah, but there's a lot of people that know stuff about football don't know about the lower league football stuff.
I also know that Bolton Wanderers are in the top 5 of the Championship at the minute, and you're going to face a tough game.
No, they're not.
Not Championship, League One. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, but who's second in League One?
Plymouth, yeah, but Bolton are doing really well this season, for a change.
So are Plymouth.
What I'm saying is it's going to be a tough game. They're not going to be a walk in the park.
It should be an even game.
Who did they turn over for 5-2 the other day? Or 5-0 or something? Bolton, they beat somebody 5-0 or 5-2.
I got lost 5-2.
I
got lost 5-2 on Saturday, but we don't
that's
discuss
not looking
that.
good, is it?
No, hopefully. We've got a few injuries, and hopefully that's why. Anyway, this is not a football podcast.
No, it's not a
but
football podcast.
I'm going to Wembley,
but
and for me that is a big thing, because it's the third time in the club's history.
But here,
my
you've
second time
learned
going.
something a little bit about me there, James, that I do pay some small attention to football.
I know you liked football, but I didn't know it was lower league stuff. I thought you would generally followed the Premier League stuff more.
I'm not really that interested in the Premier League.
Good. I'm not either.
It's. I mean, I do follow what goes on. So, like, I know that Manchester United are looking at offers for buying the club as well.
Not anymore, apparently.
No, well, yeah. Apparently, it was.
Apparently, the club's values dropped like $1 billion overnight or something like that.
They were asking what, $6 billion, and then offers came in around the $2 billion ballpark area, and yeah, the value of the club. I mean, they're not doing very well recently, are they? Come on, if this was 10 years
ago, they won the
ago,
Carabao Cup on the weekend.
No, I mean recently, like over the years, the last few years.
They're like third in the Premier League at the minute.
This season, James, the Premier League has been turned on its head. If this season happened 10 years ago, it wouldn't be very out of place. But right now, with Liverpool sitting basically mid-table,
Arsenal winning something is quite low. But at least Tottenham still aren't winning shit. So
well, they're world-class bottlers, aren't they? So you can't expect them to win anything.
There are some things in this life that are consistent: death, taxes. And
well,
Tottenham
actually, you could have also put that Everton would remain in the Premier League, but this could be the year they drop out.
Yeah, but it looked like it last year, and they still didn't. Did you know they are the longest running team in the top flight of football?
Yes. That's why I'm watching it like a hawk, because it'll be a historic moment in football if they go down.
They've only ever dropped out for one season, I think it is, something stupid like that, right at the start of the leagues.
Yeah.
Since then, they have been consistently top flight. The only one left. It's over like 80 years in the top flight, isn't it?
I think it's over 100, James.
I could well be, I don't know. I guarantee you it's not 100 years in the Premier League, though.
No, but 100 years at the top flight, because the Premier League hasn't been around for 100 years.
I can always remember exactly how long the Premier League has been around. It's currently in its 30th year.
Is it as old as you are?
Yes.
Well then, there you go.
92 the Premier League started, which is why I can always remember it, because that's the year I was born.
So just having a quick look.
Randomly useful pub quiz facts. You just confirm that Tottenham have never won it, because...
Whoa. The cat is going mad and I don't know why.
Meow.
Settle down there, love.
Sorry, the lizard's going mad. She's still glass surfing as well.
Maybe they're connected in some way.
What do you want?
Okay, so since the creation of the Football League in 1888, Everton have only played 4 seasons out of the top flight.
There you go.
There you go. So that's a lot. That's a long...
They're also one of the founding teams.
They are one of the founding teams. That was rude. I'm sorry.
Is it Nottingham Forest are the oldest team? Or something like that?
I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Lola, what are you doing? Where the hell did you go? She's found a pool ball, and she's knocking it around the living room like...
Just cat things.
Just cat things, yeah.
Sheffield FC.
Sheffield FC, and I guess they split into...
But yeah, which is Sheffield FC then? Is it United or Wednesday?
Is it not one of those that split? Like,
Well, then it's not the longest winning team, is it? It's two teams.
well, no, but one of them will have become. It would have become one of them, wouldn't it? And then like a branch of it became the other. So, like Wimbledon and MK Dons, for instance. That's right, James. I'm flexing some knowledge.
Sorry, I'm just reading.
You're reading.
Wimbledon are like a 6-year-old team. They don't exist. They can't. No matter how much they try, you can't claim all the shit that MK Dons have done as your history, because it is not you. You may be based in the same town they were, but that's like United saying everything that City done, we've done. That doesn't work like that.
United and City both have good records of stuff they've done now.
Yes, I know, granted, obviously, but it's just as an example.
By which I mean spent lots of money.
For those people that don't know what we're going on about, the team that is called MK Dons, Milton Keynes Dons, used to be based in Wimbledon. I don't know what they were called. Wimbledon Dons, maybe? Maybe that's where the Dons comes from, Wimbledon. Anyway, they used to be based in Wimbledon. Someone bought them and moved them out to Milton Keynes. And so all the history and all the club's staff and players and all that lot went with them to the new ground and everything like that. Because there was now a lack of a football team in Wimbledon, they started a new one, but they still claim that everything that Wimbledon Football Club did are what they did, and they are not Wimbledon Football Club, they are Wimbledon Associated Football Club, because they couldn't call themselves
They are Wimbledon Football Club because that's their name.
They are AFC, not just Wimbledon FC, they are Wimbledon AFC. It is a different team.
Alright. I'll give you that.
So they have no history. The only history they have is beating us in the playoff final.
The bottom line... The bastards!
Not that I'm bitter about that one at all or anything like that.
I think my favourite part about football is the fact that I don't follow a team specifically, so that I can just laugh at people with the stupid rivalries and stuff.
Well, I like football full stop, and to be honest, I've been to watch football. I used to live in Exeter, which is Plymouth's biggest rivals, and I've been to watch them play multiple times because I had a free ticket. I like football. I don't like the Premier League. I like load of football. I quite often go and watch the grassroots football outside my house because it's funny watching middle-aged men literally kick the shit out of each other.
Because they just don't give a shit, do they, as well?
Forest are the third oldest team.
There you go.
I wasn't far off.
No, you weren't far off. And that's still very old.
The oldest is Palace.
Oh, I can see that, yeah. I often forget they exist.
Ah, right, okay. The club previously published a foundation date of 1905, however they released research in 2020 suggesting an 1861 start date, saying that they were staking a claim to be recognised as the world's oldest club.
Okay. This is a lot of silence while you're reading, and I felt the need to break it. Yeah, it's okay. I just ran out of things to say. I built a spaceship this weekend, James. Not one that I can...
Earlier.
Yeah, it's not one that you can actually fly into space.
Okay, and the date 1863 for Stoke City is disputed.
It's disputed by who? Their nearest rival, probably.
The earliest known newspaper reports of Stoke City under the name the Stoke Ramblers is in 1868, saying that Stoke Ramblers had been formed that season. And some of the details in the reports that have been used in 1905 but describe events claimed to happen in 1863. So there's a newspaper saying it was 1868, but a book was released that said it was 1863. So that puts a 5-year difference on it. And if you take that out for it,
further investigation, don't you?
But if you take that out of it, the oldest end football club is Nottingham Forest. I was right.
So the oldest one with an undisputable.
Oh, hang on. The exact date the club's formation is unknown, but returns from the club to
no,
the
that makes sense
1870s
though, because
football annual stated 1865 as the month. So in the 1870s, it was stated that it was 1865.
Okay.
So it's fairly accurate. It's 1865.
It makes sense though that the earlier clubs are difficult to pinpoint a date though, because before the establishment of the Football League, nobody would care about that because it was never official tournaments. There was no governing body. There was nothing to go off. No records as such. And it would have been just a group of mates playing against a group of mates, wouldn't it, really? So, back when things were simpler, although it probably wasn't as simple as life as being a footballer now, depending on where you play, of course.
And Argyle are the 40th team.
40th, there you go.
40th oldest team. The club state that 1886 was the year the original Argyle was formed.
This has been a really weird start, James. We've spent 10 minutes on football. Is this how you
We
imagine
don't
me
often talk
starting
about
it?
football. All I know is that Premier League football sucks. There's too much money in it. Make it more about the actual game rather than all the fucking bullshit.
I couldn't agree more. Now,
I'd still like Argyle to in the Premier League though. But
the Premier League would only be good if Plymouth were in it.
yes.
Tell us about your
And
weekend, James. You had a housewarming party, didn't you?
Oh, I got very, very drunk.
Did anything weird happen?
I had to sleep on the floor at my own house.
Did your lizard end up in a salad spinner?
No, the lizard did not end up in a salad spinner.
Okay. Right. Well, things weren't as wild as I
The
expected.
lizard was being very good and just fucking running around constantly. So everyone's, I had about 8 people just stood staring at her. She was just running around her tank doing weird shit and climbing over stuff and jumping.
So she's good at entertaining your guests. That's good.
Apparently, yeah. She chose the day before the party to start shedding.
Nice.
So even though I spent about an hour cleaning the tank before, so it looked all nice and she looked as good as she could, she had a bath and everything
I
before
don't
people
think,
came out.
like, if you go to around someone's house and you see a lizard tank or an enclosure like that, I don't think the first thing you're going to do is inspect its cleanliness. So I think you're okay.
It's quite when she sheds like good half-inch size chunks of skin, and it was just everywhere. It's all over the tank.
But that's fine.
It's very obvious
It's,
that
you know they are supposed to
Yeah, but
do
it's
that.
not. But
What do you mean it's not
supposed to be
fine?
clean. Her shedding is fine. Her doing it just before people guest on her, people turning over and go, "Oh look, he doesn't look after her because the tank's filthy and full of crap." And then she took a shit about a minute before the first person turned up. I'm like, so people are going to stop and go, "Oh, he doesn't even clean the tank."
No one's going to think that. They maybe just think, "Oh, tomorrow's cleaning day."
You should clean poop every day as soon as you see it.
Well,
I
yeah,
did.
okay,
It smells.
that's all right. All right. Nobody cleans the poop in the wild though, James, and that's fine. So
Yes, but in the wild they're not enclosed in a small area.
no, I know they're not, but if you did it like once every 2 days, it's not going to kill them, is it?
They're stupid. They probably eat it.
I don't know
Really
anything about
stupid.
the intelligence of a lizard, so I own an
it's-
idiot
it's-
cat and an idiot guinea pig.
Bearded dragons do have a brain cell that they share between all of them.
Okay, and it's just not
There's one
her
brain
day
cell
to have it.
between all bearded dragons.
Okay, that's fair.
And yeah, today is not her day, and tomorrow doesn't look good either. What are you doing? She's now literally hanging upside down on a wire, and she's fallen.
Well,
But
she
she's
does
still
learn
moving,
from
she's
you.
okay.
This is what you do when you're not sat at the computer. When I make you sit in front of your microphone so that we can hear what you're saying, that's what you do. You swing off the ceiling, you poop in the corner, and leave it for 2 days.
I am not fit enough to swing off anything.
What about an actual swing set in a park?
Nope. Bends.
James, can we categorise libraries as an endangered species now?
There's one about 10 minutes up the road from me.
Yeah, but how long will it be there for?
I don't know, it burned down like 4 years ago, they rebuilt it.
That's pretty good.
No, it's actually about 10 years ago it burned down, thinking about it. It was a big fucking fire. You could see it for miles around.
You can see everything from miles
It
around
also-
where you live, James, because there's nothing there
I live at the bottom of a hill.
in the middle of nowhere, so you'd see a fire.
Not the middle of nowhere.
It is the middle
I
of
live in
nowhere.
the suburbs.
You are so far south that you're outside
You
of the
live
environment.
more in the middle of nowhere than I do.
That's not true. I live directly between
village-
Manchester and Liverpool.
Yeah.
More people know
But in-
what that is than Plymouth.
In the village where, I don't know if you still live there where you're from or whatever, the same village Connor's from, I don't want to say the name obviously.
It's a town.
It's a village at best,
It's
mate.
a town. It is registered as a town.
It's a small town though, isn't it?
It's not a village, is it?
But the suburb I live in, I think, has more people than the town you lived in.
No, it doesn't. Sorry.
It probably does.
No, sorry, I don't believe you.
There's about 100,000 people in the suburb I live in.
100,000 people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. Why do you know that?
It's
Why is that something that you like as a figure that you?
I can't remember when I learned it, but I learned that fact, and it's not really changed either.
Who sits there thinking, I wonder how many people live in the area? Unless you're thinking of opening a business, in which case that's a very good thing to research. Then why would anybody? You know what? Screw you. I'm googling it now.
There's like 5 schools within walking distance of me, which, I mean, I probably should be allowed to
There's
live
loads of schools where I live. Let's see. I mean, what do I do? Do I go under the council that? Because okay, so if we go with the council that looks after us, the population that they look after is nearly 200,000.
22,000 for your village, your town, your market town, apparently.
The market town, yeah, but that's only a very
just
small.
Google the name
area.
of it and the word population.
So did I. But
so it's 22,114. Just if you
22,000.
watch it long enough, the number will change.
I'm going to leave it up now.
That was in 2011 census. So.
Oh right, okay. So well, maybe if we wait another 5 years. That was a 2011 census. That's so long ago now. You know, actually, no. Since 2011, there's at least 6 housing estates that have been built, of like 200 houses or more each. So yeah, that population has definitely gone up.
When I drove through, there was a big housing estate, and it said literally the sign was "plenty of homes available still."
Oh no, they've sold up really quick, and I can tell you that because I work in the local McDonald's, and we feel when a housing estate gets populated, we feel it because we're the closest one, and it's mad.
Because the part of Plymouth I live in is about 60,000 apparently. It's lower than I thought it was. Plymouth itself is 260,000.
That's less than I thought. For Plymouth,
like 250,000 people too many. It's not a big city.
Two people too many. That's something I'd say, James. You're the one that's supposed to like people.
I like the people I like.
I'm talking about football. You want people to go away. What's happened here? Is this Freaky Tuesday?
I like the people that I choose to surround myself with. The rest of them can fuck off. They're in my way. They're normally in my way on the traffic. I really wanted to push a smart car off the road today.
Well, if they're in your way in the traffic, you're also.
Who drives 20 mile an hour in a 60?
I don't know. Maybe they just had like a fish tank. Weather. Maybe had a fish tank in the car. Had to be careful.
Well, get a fucking van. No, it was a smart car. There's no way you could fit a fish tank in it. You can barely fit a human in it.
You could fit a small fish tank in there.
No, you could. If you wear big shoes, you can't get in the car. You can't wear a coat in it.
They are small, aren't they? You could fit 2 of them in one parking space.
They are scary to drive.
I've only driven a few cars, really. And I hate driving all the time, so I don't care.
No, as in a smart car, genuinely, especially if you go... They can't do 70 mile an hour, the early ones. They can get to about 65 and that's it.
So you're complaining about a car that can't go fast that didn't go fast?
But you go on the motorway with them, because they're so light and have no power... You see a hill, it starts slowing down. You're doing like 30 mile an hour on the motorway. You're like, well, this doesn't feel fucking safe. And then the wind comes over, and it almost... I felt it, like, want to change lanes. And that's how hard the wind hits it, because it's so light. It's just... It is genuinely terrifying to drive.
I drove in strong winds on the motorway once, in the Vitara, and the wind took over my steering slightly as well. That was a bit weird.
My Mini once changed lanes. As in, the steering wheel stayed straight, but I was in the next lane. I genuinely think... Because it was going over a bridge, like the wind sort of came up under the car, and I genuinely think the car might have jumped.
Yeah, I would have...
That's the only explanation I have.
I mean, I don't like driving. Stresses me out. I hate it so much. So if anything starts going wrong...
I could see the lorry ahead of me, like, move in the wind, and I thought, that's strong wind. Okay, I'm in a different lane.
It's very strong wind.
But every time I tried to move back to the inside lane, I could feel the car was struggling. It was getting pushed back. And obviously, in the outside lanes, it was towards the centre of the bridge. So I guess the wind wasn't coming up as much. I don't know. It was just fucking... I genuinely couldn't drive in the inside lane.
It would have been a very, very bizarre thing. Why don't people slow down in extreme weather, though, James? What is wrong with them?
They're stupid.
Yeah, they are very stupid. Very stupid. I don't get it. Like,
I always see severe weather blamed for car crash. No, the driver's fault.
Yeah, exactly. Just go slower. It's that easy. Like driving back from Newcastle. This was a couple of years ago now. It was a heckin' storm. It was really bad for a good stretch of the M6, and people were just flying past. I think I dropped to like 50 miles an hour, maybe even slower at some points, because the road was just treacherous. Like, you could feel the wheels slipping and stuff. There was so much water. Really, 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 really fucking windy. And then there was one guy who shot past me, and about 25 minutes later, I went past his crash. He crashed, and there was people there. The site was tended to, so I just drove past. But it was like I remember seeing him shoot past me. It's like, well, that's what you get. It's Like, I hope they're okay, but if they're not, they've only got themselves to fucking blame, haven't they?
Yeah, it's always with anything. And people are like, oh, cars kill and all that lot. No, they don't. Drivers do.
Yeah, I quite agree. But also,
At no point have I ever seen a car in a driveway jump out and kill someone.
There's a guy I work with, and he turned 60 this year, and wait, is it 60 or 65 you get your bus pass?
65.
65. He turned 65 this year, and he got his bus pass, and he showed me on Monday. Yesterday, in fact, yes, yesterday was Monday, and I've never been so jealous in my life.
I don't like getting buses.
I would choose it over driving. Why? What's the problem?
The last time I got a bus,
sit and read a book.
It smelt quite strongly of piss.
Yeah. But the bus isn't the problem. People are the problem there.
I sat next to someone who was rather large, shall we say, and stank.
Then you sat next to the wrong person.
No. I sat down. There was plenty of seats in the bus. They chose to sit next to me. There were like double bay seats where you could have your own seats, like 2 seats to by yourself, sort of thing. No, they chose to sit next to me.
Well, it's not your fault. You're a handsome chappy and people want to be near you.
I was trying not to gag. It genuinely just stank of BO. Like, when was the last time you
I would
washed?
take that over having to drive to places.
No, I would not.
I would. Yeah, I don't care. I'm not going to be sat next to them all the time. I'm not going to be sat next to them for days on end. You know what I mean? I don't care. It's just one journey. I don't give a fuck.
But I say, biggest issue with the bus as well.
What? Sorry.
Do you know my biggest issue with the bus these days?
What?
Buses not so much, but even then it comes into it. But coaches especially, is they are ridiculously overpriced.
Coaches are, yeah.
But even then, just buses are. A bus into the city centre for me is like £2.80. I can drive and park cheaper than that.
You can park in a city for cheaper than that.
It depends how long I'm going for.
I was going to say, like, because.
But then I can see
you'd have to
no
go for
reason
just an hour.
I can see no reason to go anywhere near a shop for more than an hour.
Well, why'd you go to a city if you only got 20 minutes worth of stuff to do? That's not enough of a reason to go to a city.
I haven't been to the city centre in about. No, that's a lie. I went the other week because I was at the bank. But before then, probably about 6 years.
I was going to say, parking round here is like 80p an hour.
Yes, just go for it. What do you need to do that takes more than an hour in the city centre?
Well, I don't go to a city centre, but I go to the town centre for the dentist, and I pay for more than an hour because you never know what. I never know how long I'm going to be there. My dentist is great, but he doesn't tell me what he's doing.
My dentist is walking distance from my house. Genuinely.
Well, to be fair, I could walk to the town. It would only take me about 25 minutes to walk.
Oh no, mine's about maybe 30 seconds.
That's good. I'm
maybe
jealous
a minute,
of that.
actually.
I don't like travelling at all.
The doctor's like 10 minutes away.
I don't even want to go on holiday. I think I've discussed this before. I just don't want to go anywhere ever.
I'm going on holiday next month. I've got a busy few months coming up.
Well, good for you, James.
It's not particularly busy. I've got like one thing I'm doing in March, but for me that's all.
That's something. Again, that is something I would say, James.
Yeah, but I don't do anything. I don't have events planned. Things just happen.
Taking my character archetype and you are throwing it back at me.
Stuff is going to happen in March, but not pre-planned. But I'm going to a gig on 17th of March, and then the 2nd of April I'm going to Wembley, and then the 27th, and then the 13th of April, is it? I think I'm flying to Turkey. Then I get back. Then the 27th of April I'm going to another gig.
That's a lot of. What were you going to Turkey for?
Stag.
Why in Turkey, of all places?
It's me and my cousin. He's the guy who did the charity drive with and all that lot. And we're struggling to think of somewhere or something we've not done before.
Okay, that's fair. But also
stag things, paintballing, all that lot. Yeah, done it loads of times. Go-karting, done it. Axe throwing we've not done, but that's the only one we could think of. Drinking we've done a load of, obviously. But then we've driven all across Europe, so it's not like any countries in Europe we haven't been to. We've been to Canaries multiple times. Been to North Africa, we went to Morocco before and all that lot. It's like, where the fuck have we not been? There's something different for the stag sort of thing. Your last time is a free last hurrah for us two to just stick around and do stupid things before you end up having kids and all that lot. I don't know, Turkey?
James, as a father, you don't stop doing stupid things just because you've had kids.
Yeah, but I can't phone her up and say, should we go away this weekend?
So?
Like, beforehand, I'd phone him on the Thursday and be like, do you want to go to France tomorrow.
Who would want to say yes to that? Why would that even occur to you? No, you're giving me hives right now. If anybody phoned me and said, do you want to go out of the country in a couple of days? Absolutely not. First of all, how did you get my phone number? Because if this is the kind of person you are, then I don't want to be your friend. And second,
Pete, I have your phone number.
No. Yeah, I know you do, but you're too far away to be any danger.
Do you want to bet? I'm an idiot.
You are an idiot,
well, no,
but I also...
What we used to do is we used to drive to France to buy cheap drink and cheap cigarettes.
Doesn't the drive to France...
We used to get the ferry to France.
Doesn't the ferry to France and the driving and stuff negate the fact that it's cheaper?
No, because my mum worked for the ferry company.
Hey.
So we used to go to France for free to buy cigarettes and alcohol.
I don't...
Why not? What else do you do on the weekend?
Why buy cigarettes and alcohol? Both of those things are just poison and nothing else, James. You gain nothing from having those things.
Satisfaction.
What? No, you're not even satisfied, James, because you've got this smoking habit that you can't fucking kick. And it's like 3 times a year that you'll tell me, it's been 3 weeks since I've had a cig, Pete. And then the next week you'll be like, I'll go for a smoke and then we'll start the podcast. And it's like, oh, great. So you tried to quit again and can't. So you get no satisfaction from it. You just gain something that you want to do. You want to quit.
Mama didn't raise a quitter.
Yeah, here we go. Self-justification.
No, I like it.
You like it, and that's why you try and quit 4 times a year.
I like smoking at work. I don't like smoking at home.
Yeah, so you like it, and that's why
I can't get them hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
I said I don't like it at home. I wish I couldn't smoke at home, but did smoke at work. But that doesn't work like that.
And why do you wish you could not smoke at home, but smoke at work?
Because otherwise, at work, you don't get a break.
So you can't just say, I need 5 minutes.
No, because the boss says, can you do this quickly? Can you do this quickly? No, I can't. I've got a fag. I can't get in the car.
Boss gets a break though, right?
No. In fair play, he doesn't stop. Even for lunch, he'll be running around doing stuff while trying to eat food and end up spilling it on the floor.
Well, that's his choice. Then you should still be able to just say, I'm just going to have a butty, hang on.
Yeah, we have lunch.
You've got no excuse, James. You're just thinking of excuses to keep fucking smoking.
It is partially, but at the same time, when the times when we have, like, I haven't smoked and I've been vaping or something like that, he genuinely is just like, can you just do this quickly? Just do this quickly. No, I'm trying to have a break. Just move the car quickly. It's going to be a pain in the ass.
To be fair, in your defence, the best way to not smoke is to just not start smoking. You know, and
if anyone ever asks, I advise do not start smoking.
No, but it's too late to tell anybody that's going to hear this.
So
you know, it's too late for that. Because it probably. What do you mean? It's so good.
I want a cigarette. Now I don't want this. I want a cigarette.
Why though? I mean, they stink.
You stink.
Like, well, yeah, I do, but at least natural
odours.
You
built a YouTube account about your name.
Yeah, I do stink.
No one ever names I smell like beer though. Mainly because I stink smoke.
That's the thing. Like, but I would rather smell sweat than smoke. Because at least I'll think like sweat. Oh, like you've been working hard. It's hot out. You've had whatever. You know, people sweat. It's fine. But when you smell smoke, it's like, oh right. So you're paying a lot of money to ingest something that's harmful for you for no fucking reason, right?
Actually, normally going back
smoking.
to it,
If I smell smoke on you, it's just me. I'm just going to think, you're an idiot.
Yes, you just noticed this fact about me.
No, not just you. Anybody else? Like, I was. Oh right. You're fucking stupid. Yeah. Because it's not like the information isn't out there. It's not like it's not written on the front of the fucking packet that it kills you.
Find me any smoker that disagrees with you.
Well, exactly, but then if I can't find someone who disagrees with me, but you're doing it anyway, what's fucking wrong with you?
Addictions.
Yeah, addiction, but don't start. The information is all there for you to not start, to warn you of it. Do you know, I just don't get it.
Tell 14-year-old me he doesn't look cool when he's smoking.
He doesn't look cool when he's smoking. Nobody looks cool when they're smoking.
But tell a 14-year-old that.
No, it's not cool at all.
This is the problem. It's not cool.
And I knew that at 14, James. Why didn't you? Because you're a fucking idiot.
Fucking idiots.
Yeah, exactly.
In the years we've known each other, have I ever claimed otherwise?
No, you've not. But there are plenty of people who will defend their choice to smoke constantly. You've got no defense.
I don't think you find that.
I don't mean to be a hypocrite. I've got no defense for the fact that I just sit around and eat pizza all day. I'm not any healthier. And refreshers, yeah. I'm not any healthier. But let's say, like, because
Scotch pancakes.
Let's say we were going to have a fight about who's giving up what, and then I'll say to you, all right, I'll only eat pizza and you only smoke cigarettes, and we'll see who dies first.
Hang on, there's a slight difference there.
Well, no, but because I'm only choosing that as an example because that's what I've had multiple people who are smokers say to me when I've said, you're a bit of an idiot for starting in the first place, aren't you? And the reason I said that is because I went to school with these people and they got all the way through school, past the point of where peer pressure should matter, reached the ripe old age of 22, 23, and then started smoking. What the fucking hell are you doing? What the fucking fuck are you fucking doing at 23 starting smoking then? You've managed to get past the hardest part where your friends may be going, oh, come on, no, you're a dickhead if you don't do it. And then you get a job
didn't get past that part
and you settled your life and it's like, oh, I'll start smoking now. Great, good work. You've just made things well easier for yourself, haven't you? You wanker. And the people who said this to me will never hear this podcast. And if they do, and if they retroactively come back to this episode, you know who you are. And yes, I'm still fucking judging you for it.
Go on, give us a name. Give us a name.
No, I'm not dropping people's names. They know exactly who they are.
I want names.
No, I'm not giving anybody names. No, it's because it's nothing to do with anybody except them. And it's their problem. And it's up to them to deal with it. But for them to tell me that I'm doing shit wrong by eating pizza and not exercising, when they're also doing that and smoking and drinking, go fuck yourself.
See, the majority of people I've met as adults, and let's face it, you're not an adult, you're at least like 25, 26.
38, 39, I think, actually, now.
At the absolute earliest, it's 25, 26. But the majority of people, adults that I know that smoke, all of them will say it's a stupid idea and they shouldn't have started.
Yeah.
I say all of them, like 95% will go for.
Would you say the same about drinking?
Drinking's a funny one because there's a lot of different levels of drinking. Right. There's a lot of people who drink who aren't addicted to it.
No, that's fine.
Like, in all honesty, I drink maybe about 5 to 6 times a year. But they're always at events and that sort of thing. I'm not one for having a drink in the evening because I don't see the fucking point of it.
So you only drink to get drunk?
Yeah, pretty much. If I drink, I'm passing out.
But then what's the... No, come on, that ruins the event that you're doing.
Oh, you have fun on the way.
No, you don't, James.
It's like I passed out at the party I had on the way.
Right, okay, no, I'm not going to let you talk over me here. No. The only point that you're having fun at is when other people are also drinking, because I can tell you for now, I mean, you're a bit of an arsehole at the best of times, but I can tell you right now, a couple of drinks down you and you'll become completely intolerable to most people. Not just you, anybody else who has a couple of drinks. Once people start hitting that tipsy line and they don't shut the fuck up and they lose all sense of personal space and boundaries, it's fucking horrendous.
Yeah, but when there's two of you like that, it's great fun and you become best friends.
It's not great fun and you don't become best friends because it just, no. The amount of people that I see that make life-changing decisions when they're drunk and then have to deal with the consequences afterwards is it's heartbreaking more than anything.
I don't think I've ever made a life-changing decision when drunk.
You know why, James? Because you don't have enough friends.
What's that got to do with the price of fish?
No, but like you see people who will like ruin relationships and things because they were drunk, and then they'll say, "Oh, well, it's because it was drunk." Well, if you're gonna do that stuff when you're drunk, don't fucking drink then. And no, more to the point, it's like you're ingesting poison, which is why you can't think properly. Do you not understand what it is that you're putting into your body here? The reason you're reacting like that is because your body's thinking, oh, fucking hell, I can't function properly. You've put shit inside me.
See, we just got drunk, played card games, and ended up spending half the night singing.
Yeah, and then woke up with a horrendous hangover and dehydrated.
No, I never wake up dehydrated because when I was from a young age of drinking, I trained myself to, when I'm drunk, I can't have a drink and not have a glass of water afterwards.
Well, then, all I can tell you is that you've spent more than you should have done on drinking something.
I've trained myself.
Because I've been told that
but
I'm
you will
boring because I don't
appreciate
drink.
See, I don't think that.
Well, I know, but I'm not saying that you said that. But people...
Yeah, but then you're going on a certain type of person there who are the sort of people that can't have fun without drinking.
Yeah, this is what I was going to say. It's like they'll say I'm boring because I don't drink, and I'll say you're boring because you have to drink. You know, if you can't have a good time without being poisoned, then I'm sorry, but you're the boring person there. I'm perfectly happy in my own. I'm so entertaining that I don't need other people around. I am so fucking cool that I don't need anybody's input in my life to be entertained. I can sit quietly and just laugh at myself because I'm just so funny.
You're laughing at the voices in your head again.
I've got to laugh at something, James.
It's laugh or cry, isn't it?
It's laugh or yeah, pretty much.
But so all the people that came on the weekend that we all got drunk with, I have had sober fun with many a time. That sounds really weird, doesn't it? Sober fun. But at the same time, it's also fun to have drunken fun.
No, keep it away from me.
Because
we
wouldn't have sung Irish folk songs at 2 o'clock in the morning with my next door neighbour.
I would hate to be your neighbour.
But that wouldn't have happened. Hey, I was nice, and I went over and I said to both of them, both sides, well, I'm having a bit of a soiree this evening. If it gets too loud, please let us know and we'll keep it quiet. But I said, also, you may come over. They both came over, and one of them, his wife shouted at when he got home.
Oh, good. So he got drunk and he made his wife upset.
Well, he came in, ideally, probably not the smartest of times, because I said to both of them, both neighbours, obviously, and the families, were like, you're welcome to come over and all that lot. I like to get on to my neighbours, and like a lot of people these days. It's convenient. And
convenient for what? I don't even know the names.
The other week I had to move out his tank, and I was just like, how the fuck am I going to do it by myself? And I just happened to look outside, and Andy, the neighbour to the left sort of thing, was there. And I said, any chance you give me a hand moving this tank quickly? He was like, yeah, sure, Kim. And he was like, oh, fuck, that's a lizard.
It is a lizard, yes.
That's pretty much what I said. He was like, oh, fuck, that's a lizard. I went, yes. Can you help me move a tank? He was like, I don't know what I was expecting when you said tank. Maybe fish? Not a lizard.
I suppose fish would be the first thing you'd think of. Moving birds around is difficult.
But it was just the way it was like, oh, fuck, that's a lizard. But anyway, yeah, so he came over. And he happened to come over about 10 o'clock, right at the time we were doing tequila shots. Which is always a bad idea to do tequila shots.
Jesus,
don't do tequila shots.
Ugh.
And he sort of came in and went,
you invited me to this, James. At what point did you think I would have enjoyed any of this?
Because I knew you wouldn't come, so...
Although, to be fair... Go on.
So he walked in, he was like, ooh, tequila. I've not had that since I was like 18, because he's probably in his like mid-30s and all that lot. Now the problem is the tequila I have is incredibly strong tequila that I brought back from Mexico. But I wasn't fully paying attention to him, and he drank about 4 shots in a row very quickly, and then so it was a bit stumbly for the next half hour. Then he stumbled home, and I happened to be outside with a cigarette. We were at the back door, and his wife goes, what the fuck have you been doing? And all you hear was, sorry, as the door's shut. I was just like, oops. I got him in trouble.
No, he got himself in trouble by deciding to do those things.
In all honesty, yeah.
Like, I've got second-hand fed-upness from how I would feel.
They got me a plant.
They got you a plant. You're a plant. Got him.
And I've been growing some plants. I'm turning into a gardener. I planted all my seeds.
When you say turning into, it's like you morphing. It's like,
yeah, I'm slowly, day by
growing
day,
a watering can out of my left hip.
No. I look more and more like Alan Titchmarsh every day.
That's kind of a disturbing transmutation going on there.
No, I'm growing 4 different types of pepper, like sweet pepper, bell pepper sort of thing.
Not Peppa Pig.
No, not Peppa Pig.
Okay.
And 8 different types of chili peppers, and then a load of herbs. And later in the year, I'm going to plant some. I can't remember what it's called, but basically being a dragon fruit.
Oh, I just did a bit of thinking while you were saying that, and I figured out. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to get the fire extinguisher in a minute, but there is one time where I enjoy being in the presence of someone who's had a drink, and when I go to snooker every Thursday, one of the people we go with, I pick him up and take him home, and the more drinks he's had, the more chance I have of beating him at snooker.
I like the sort of drunks who get to the point where they just tell you everything because it's interesting to get gossip from people.
What do you want gossip from people for? What do you do with that?
One of them was my flatmate at uni. One of them was my flatmates at uni. No, I didn't like gossip about it to other people, so I used to wind him up with it. He'd tell me like embarrassing stories, and I'd remind him of it for the next 6 months. You know how me and you have no shame and we record our embarrassing stories and put them on the internet?
I don't have any embarrassing stories. I'm not embarrassed by any of them. I own the fact that I'm a fucking
But you
idiot.
know how you should be embarrassed by it, or majority of people would be embarrassed by the fact that they had like a pillow-sized poop that the doctor had to squeeze out of their ass.
I mean, it's just something that happens. Shit, James, shit happens and we all know it.
That's what we call the podcast. Or poop happens, I think it was.
Oh, is that? Oh, right, okay.
Pretty sure that's what I called that episode. But yeah, a lot of people would be embarrassed by that. I wouldn't either, you know me, I don't give a fuck. But he'd tell me stories like that drunk, and then I just slowly hint at it for the next couple of weeks. And he'd always, because he's sort of person that would forget what he tells you when he's drunk. And he'd sort of look at me, I'd mentioned, for argument's sake in that one, I'd say just, oh, God, I'm fucking in this shit so bad, I should see the doctor. And he'd sort of look at you like, yeah, maybe you should go, and like, sort of, does he know? That's why I liked him drunk, because he'd tell me the stories,
you know what,
forget, and I'd wind him up for the
remember.
next 6 months.
I vividly remember, because I don't remember a lot of growing up, as I covered a few weeks ago, but I do vividly remember feeling like strongly embarrassed about things when I was growing up. But now I've realised that like I don't care. I just don't care.
Used to get really
like
embarrassed.
for instance, I have no problem telling people that once I thought I'd managed to contract an STI somehow, but it turns out I just had thrush.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh, I can't say that. It's not Twitch safe. We're not on Twitch, on YouTube, but I still probably can't get away with that anymore. I don't know if you noticed, they've changed their community guidelines again.
I don't care, James.
There's certain things you can't say anymore.
Again, I don't care.
I'm going to type it out to you because I think I want to hear your reaction.
You want to hear my reaction? Okay. But yeah, I was very confused because there was no way I could have contracted one. Unless, you know, the other way round.
One of the guys at work one of the guys at work is nicknamed Thrush because of that reason.
That's fair. Yeah.
If you want to know that reason, you should come and ask us on our Discord. The link is in the description.
You know,
look at that fucking plug. Come on. Professional YouTuber.
No, that's for the 6 people that listen to our podcast that already listen to it. Well done.
Already on the podcast.
Yeah. So, are you one of the
64 downloads last week.
64 downloads?
That's just on the feed. That's not including whatever YouTube got.
Wow. That's quite good. What the hell's wrong with 64 people?
Don't know.
Actually, it could be the fact that my mum had trouble and just downloaded it 64 times. But yeah, are you one of the people that knew that we gained a subscriber? Oh, what the hell's going on?
65 now.
Good
Hello, new person.
Above. Yeah, are you one of those people that knew that men could get thrush?
Yeah, I did know that.
Yeah,
because
a lot of people don't know that, and yeah.
But I perfectly explained to you why you've got it.
Yeah, yes, you have perfectly explained to me why I've got it.
The reason he has that nickname, though, is because he is a...
I wonder if people know what we're talking about. There's a way we can reword it.
He is an irritating funt, but it's not funt, it begins with C.
You could have just said vagina. I don't think that's against any terms.
That would have worked a lot better.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's why he's called Flash, because he has that, because he is a irritating vagina.
Funt.
But do you want to know who gave him that nickname?
God.
So
it's just funny that you chose to rhyme it instead of like a different word.
Oh, I've lost him. I'll tell everyone else the story. Pete's dying.
I'm so
Pete,
sorry.
die quietly in the corner.
Oh, God.
Guy I work with has that nickname, and the reason is his teacher gave it to him because he was just very annoying as a student.
That's
so his
fair.
teacher called him Thrush.
And he's kept that nickname for how long?
He's in his 40s.
Oh, wow, okay. That's a good while then.
Nicknames stick. I managed to break mine, actually. I've had about 4 nicknames in total.
If I have a nickname, people call it me behind my back because I've never heard it.
You have a nickname?
I said, well, I don't know if I do have one.
What is your Christian name? What is your full first name?
Peter.
And what does everyone call you?
Well, most people call me Peter. You're one of the few that calls me Pete.
You refer to yourself as Pete as your YouTube channel.
Yeah. That doesn't mean I get called that all the time, does it?
Okay. I don't know. Yeah.
And then people who leave a comment in the YouTube channel section calling me Pete, that's just referring to me as my YouTube handle. It's like, but I get full named a lot because I'm in trouble a lot.
I call you Peter when you're not listening to me.
Yeah, so did most people, but I'm not listening to a lot of people.
I once called you your full name, like a full name, including surname on Dota, and you got very confused by it.
Yeah, because I didn't know you knew my full name.
I had you on Facebook.
I didn't know.
You accepted it.
I probably didn't.
Who did then?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't use social media, James.
Not anymore. You did then. Well, you didn't use it. You had it.
I found different ways to waste my time than social media.
Plastic crack.
That's not a waste of time, though, is it? That's like, well, I mean, I suppose it isn't. The whole experience of life is a waste of time if you break it down too much. But it's actually like, I get something out of that, like the feeling of completion when I build and paint a thing.
And I get something out of social media, which is funny pictures, and videos, and memes.
I get those without social media, though.
Yeah, it's because I share them to you.
You're my lowest source of those things.
I am,
actually.
Honest, yeah. I don't tend to share that many. I shared one in the Discord today.
To be fair, I think we restrict our interactions mostly to this once a week thing anyway.
Yeah,
so.
It's enough.
Yeah, I quite agree, James.
We should start playing Dota again, though.
You know, I had the itch to play the other day, actually, but nobody was around.
Hang on. Aren't we starting something from this Friday anyway? More interaction between us. You've already forgotten the conversation, haven't you?
No, I remembered. In fact, I was just perusing the wish list of games.
This is going to come out after we have... What are we playing first?
Well, we didn't decide on which one we'd start with, but we both own Ember, so let's go with Ember.
There you go, problem solved. For those of you confused, we will have streamed on Friday just gone, unless we didn't for some reason, which is highly likely, so we're hopefully, touch wood, going to get back to streaming on Fridays. We're going to have duo streaming.
Yeah, we got a handful of awkward games to play that will involve a shout.
I've got a list of about 40 games for us to play.
You're a loser, that's why.
Every time I see like a game that's vaguely co-op or vaguely going to piss one of us off, I put it on a list.
I've got a list of games to play.
I see games like, that will really piss off Pete. Make a list, make a note.
Well, I've already got a list of games to play, James, for my other project.
YouTube project.
Yes, it is. In fact, right, you watched my most recent video, didn't you?
You should go to www.youtube.com/PeteSmells, I assume?
That's right, yeah. You watched my most recent one, didn't you?
I watched most of them. I just tend to watch them later, or I watch them in really slow bursts. But yeah. I was bored at work, so and it auto played on. I couldn't be asked to turn it off, so I listened to it.
Yeah, this was one I spent a long time on actually. It took me a full month to edit it together. Not because it was difficult to edit together, but because I've had motivation problems. In fact, that is something that I've been struggling with a lot recently, motivating myself to do things. Do you ever like
24/7?
You struggle with motivation, right? Because I do this thing where
I struggle to motivate myself because I actually really enjoy doing the podcast, as you know. But because I had the party on the weekend, I took my
one of us is going to enjoy it.
Because I had this party on the weekend, I disassembled my computer and put all the bits away so I could have an extra. I mean, I got a 6-foot desk that lives in the dining room, so that then became where all the alcohol was kept and all that, all the drinks were kept. So, and I haven't had my computer on all weekend. So I came home from work today, fed the lizard, put some food in the air fryer because I'm hip.
Because you're one of those people now. Get an air fryer.
I hate
the best thing you ever do.
Hate the fact that
everything
I love it so
tastes
much.
nicer in it. You can cook anything. It's dead easy.
I wouldn't say everything tastes nicer in it, but it's very convenient and very easy.
Can you make porridge in an air fryer?
I probably could.
Oh. Okay.
I genuinely haven't put my oven on in about 6 months.
I eat porridge more. I love porridge.
Between getting an air fryer and owning a microwave, I don't see the need for an oven. Except maybe pizza.
Yeah, please don't ever discount pizza.
Because you know the little finish-at-home bread things you can get?
Yes.
They're really nice cooked in an air fryer. And because I have such an old crap oven, my air fryer uses an awful lot less electric than my oven does. So it saves me money and to help save the planet a little bit more by not using the oven. Therefore, air fryers are good for the planet.
All I can think about is porridge.
I like porridge. I haven't porridge in ages. I have some. Well, I have some fucking Oats So Simple golden syrup thing packets.
No, I've got a proper bag of oats.
I do, but I used to, should I say, but I don't eat them enough anymore to make it worth it.
But they last for ages. Just make sure they're sealed properly.
Yeah, no, but as in genuinely, like, even a small bag, I'd probably take like a year to eat it, and it's just not fucking worth it at that point. I might as well buy some ready ones for the once a month I fancy it.
Got totally sidetracked by your freaking once again sales pitch of a fucking air fryer. Stop it.
Once again, how often have I tried to sell an air fryer?
The last 3 times we've spoke, you've just tried to convince me to get an air fryer. Yeah.
You saw that tandoori chicken. That was air fried.
I didn't taste it, so things can look nice and not taste good. For instance, candles look nice and don't taste nice.
You're not eating the right candles?
Maybe so. But what I was going to say was...
But I say, because I cooked that tandoori chicken for...
Oh, God, stop it with the air fryer, James. I'm so sick of this.
And it fucking disappeared. Everyone said it was gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Yeah, but everyone was also pissed, so... You know.
No, a lot of people ate before we got properly drunk. We had some.
Ah, here we go.
We lined our stomachs correctly.
I'm so sick of people telling me to get an air fryer.
I'm not telling you to get one. I'm saying I like having one. In no way have I said, Pete, you should get an air fryer.
I'm so sick of people talking to me about the fucking air fryers. Then it's all I hear about. It's like, fuck off with your air fryer. I don't care what you cook. Fucking hell. Get a new frying pan. I bought a new frying pan, James. Nobody cares.
I do. What sort is it?
No, you don't care. It's one of them ceramic ones. But nobody cares.
Oh, I really care. I really want one of them as well.
Yeah, but even matter.
Is one of like the third most active channel in our Discord not the cooking and food channel? And you comment on it quite a lot. So you do care what people are cooking.
Do I?
Apparently.
No, I'm just generally supportive of people and what they're doing, except you.
God damn, that looks good. Was your message in there? I could go for 3 hours in the oven too. These are your messages.
Oh, that stew does look good though. Anyway, but I'm getting sidetracked. Like it's like just fucking air fryer stuff's doing my head in. Like it's like 4 people this week have just ranted to me about how much they love their air fryer. I mean, I get that getting old makes you do things like that. Like, oh, I got a new toaster. You get excited about opening a new sponge doing the dishes. I
did open a new sponge for the dishes today.
Oh my God, I'm going to tear my eyeballs out and paint the walls with it.
I'm going to spend most of this weekend looking at curtains.
You know, I lived in this house for 18 months before I put a pair of curtains up.
I have curtains, but they're not very good at like stopping the light getting in.
Yeah, they kind of need to be good.
And as it's starting to get later days and all that lot, and I have 1 day a week that I can lay in, I'd like to actually be able to lay in and not woken up at 6 a.m. when the summer comes.
Do you not do that thing though, where when you're off work you wake up early anyway?
I do, but that means I wake up at like about 8 or 9, so I wake up an hour later than I would normally for work. Not like 4 a.m. as it gets in the middle of the summer, because that's when fucking sun rises, isn't it? But if it gets light, it will wake me up.
You see, because to me a lion's like 6:30. A lion.
Yeah, about 8 or 9 is a lion for me.
Raw.
Yeah, if I end up getting woken up at 4, on days I'm not working, or even days I am working for that matter, I don't want to get up that early. But the sun will wake me up.
You sidetracked me again. There was something I wanted to say, and I've just remembered what it was. Stop it. Air fryers can fuck off. Curtains can fuck off. Don't care.
What did you want to say?
I was talking about like struggling with motivation and stuff in these past.
Yes.
Right, so Charlotte and I had a big talk about it because we've both been feeling it. We've both been just sort of like viewing the day's chores as sort of like one huge task.
Yeah.
And it's become, and if we do this, I don't know how she sees it, but I do this thing where I'll sit down and I'll think, right now I could be doing this, or this. And then I'll think, well, if I can just do one of them, I'll just have to choose which one I need to do. And then I'll struggle to choose which one I need to do. And then the longer I spend choosing, the more time I spend thinking like, oh crap, I really should have done something. So I just sit turning into a ball of anxiety and not actually doing anything. So as of Sunday night, we decided. In fact, it was like 10:30. I drove back from Newcastle on Sunday, and we spoke about it when I got back. And at 10:30, I went and loaded a load of stuff into the car to take to the tip the next day. And since then, I've managed to knock off. Jesus. Since then, I've managed to knock 25 things off a sort of like long-term to-do list. And it's like, what is it, Tuesday evening now?
I put a note on
it's made a world of difference to how I feel when I sit down to do something.
I have one of those, like almost like a meal planning board that says like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all that lot on it.
Yeah.
I have one of those with my task I have to do that day. I have like my day's split for general cleaning and all that lot, so there's certain cleaning I've got to do. Like today is I hoover the dining room. So I did that when I got home from work, but then I put another task on there, which today was to take the boxes from under the stairs upstairs.
And did you do it?
Yes.
Yes, good.
Because I'm not allowed to do until I do my tasks.
Why? Why is it so difficult to just get simple things done?
Because life sucks.
But does it? Because we make it difficult for ourselves, don't we? But that lack of motivation is like a snowball effect. It's like
ADHD, ADD, all that sort of shit. Just general bleakness, wondering why the fuck we bother. That's my life.
But you see, I agree. But then most of those things are caused by not doing the things that you think you need to do. Like, so
I don't know. Like, moving the boxes didn't actually make me feel any better. They were just in the way a little bit. It means
but
I can
that's
now
done
walk
now.
down
So
my
you
hallway.
exactly. So it's done. So it will have an effect, and it's the small things. And
But I've been walking around them for 6 months. It's not that hard.
No, but now you don't have to walk around them, and they're gone. And like, because you'll walk around them, and every time you walk around them, you think, I need to move them upstairs. And now you won't have that thought anymore.
But the thing is, I noticed earlier when I was walking back downstairs from doing something else, I still walked around them even though they're not there anymore.
Well, that's just habit, isn't it? But it doesn't matter. But you did it.
I phoned my insurance company today as well.
Hell yeah. Oh, that reminds me, we're coming up to the end, and you need to sort your car tax.
Because I'm changing cars tonight. Because the shit way the British government is done, if I cancelled my car tax on my Toyota and moved it to my Honda today, they'd charge me for the whole month of February on the Honda.
Oh.
Even though it's 1 day left of the month. So they charge me today for February, and then charge me again tomorrow for March.
Oh.
So hence why I can't do it until I get now, basically. So I'm now home, both cars are on the driveway, off the road. I can cancel the tax on one of them, declare the car off the road because it's now further up the driveway, and then re-tax the other one in the morning. Which is why I've borrowed the trade plates from work. Because otherwise, if I didn't cancel it now, they'd charge me for the other car tomorrow. But I have the trade plates from work, so I can drive for work without tax tomorrow, and then I'll do it.
I don't know how it all works, James. My car, I got a new car, and it has 2 engines.
Do you mean it's a hybrid?
Yes.
So it has one engine and a motor?
No, it has 2 engines.
No, it has one engine and a motor.
It's 2 engines, James. It's got 2 engines. The thing
is an electric engine, it's an electric motor.
Come on, James, just let me have this. It's got 2 engines.
No.
It's got 2 engines in it.
You are incorrect.
Don't care. You are incorrect because you think smoking's good.
No, I don't.
Yes, you did.
No, I don't.
You said it's so good. And you and
it
apparently
feels
you think
good.
you look cool when you do. No,
I did when I was 14.
Good. If it tastes anything like it smells, James, it cannot feel good.
You don't notice the taste. You notice the rush of the chemical that has made your brain think it needs it.
I hate everything about what you're saying. Sorry, I know it's not your fault.
That's what it is.
Well, no, it is your
My
fault.
brain is conditioned to think it needs nicotine.
Yeah.
So when it gets nicotine, it gives me endorphins.
And you pay so much money for it.
And I like dolphins.
Endorphins. That took a minute for you to process.
Weirdly, there's a lot of bodily features and functions that I know with weird nicknames. Like, what is the part of your blood that carries the oxygen called?
Don't know.
Its proper name is your hemoglobin.
Uh-huh.
I call it your hemogoblins.
Okay. So you've just moved the letters
because
around.
they're little goblins that carry the oxygen around your body.
Why would it be goblins? Of all things that you want
that's
travelling
what my
around your
science,
body, why
That's
goblins?
what my science teacher told me when I was about 12. And it's
That
stuck.
helps you remember hemoglobin.
Yep.
Okay.
Would you like to know how I remember what order the planets are?
Mavinschnip.
My very easy method just sped up naming planets.
Mavinschnip.
Except it's not planets, so we have to just say naming because Pluto's not a planet. Pluto's always a planet to me.
Mavinschnu.
You're trying to say it without the planets in it.
Yeah. Mavinschnu.
Do you remember, like, sine, cosine, tan, all that lot for triangles? Lot. Sex on hard concrete always hurts the one above.
I get that.
This is how I remember a lot of things. The silly mnemonics you get taught us at school, and everyone goes,
No, they are
I'm
useful.
learning this, I'm never going to remember. I fucking remember all of them. Richard of York
you
gave
remember
battle in
all of
vain.
them. Which what, sorry?
Richard of York gave battle in vain.
I don't know what that's...
Colours of the rainbow. Colours of the visible light spectrum. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Richard of York gave battle in vain.
Why would you need
don't
to
know.
know and learn that? That seems
it's like-
as
it's
of all
light
the things that
spectrum.
you could learn in that method.
It's your visual
why
light
the colours
spectrum.
of the rainbow? What?
Because it's also, you see
It's the
that
light
EM
spectrum, yeah. It's the light spectrum. I get it, but what, like, you would just why would you need to? What situation would you be required to recall that up in memory from memory?
My exam for when I did my physics exam, most likely, when I had to remember it last.
What a useless thing to put in an exam.
No, I might have used it a little bit when we were setting up some systems on the aircraft. Because you have to do it in the right order, so I might have had to remember which order to do it in, which is rainbow order.
Okay.
And it's probably written in the book anyway.
When it comes to organisation, I don't think a rainbow is the best way to organise things.
It was wrong with a rainbow. It was a light sensor, you had to calibrate.
Numerical order is usually a good one, alphabetical order.
Which alphabet?
The alphabet that you use, James.
Yeah, but when it comes to things like airplanes, etc.
The alphabet that you use.
They go to lots of different countries. So if I'm fixing when I used to fix Norwegian aircraft, do I do my alphabet or Norway's alphabet?
Norway has the same alphabet.
I don't fucking know. They're not getting funky letters in there?
Well, yeah, but it usually just changes the way you say the letter.
I don't know. I don't know Norwegian.
If you just Google some Norwegian,
what if I was working on a Russian aircraft?
Comprised of the same letters. What?
What if I was working on a Russian aircraft?
So what?
They have a different alphabet.
So?
So do I go to my alphabet or the aircraft alphabet?
No, you do it in their order.
I don't know their alphabet. I do know the colours of the rainbow. That's fixed.
I'm pretty sure you could find a Russian alphabet, though, couldn't you?
No.
What do you mean, no? It's as easy to find out as Googling the colours of a rainbow. The
But
light
we
spectrum.
never used to get signal inside the hangar.
Well, that's why I said numerical order as well before I said alphabetical.
Yeah, numerical's fine. But then also, it'd be a light spectrum. It'd be a light sensor, so you need to calibrate it to the colours, which are the different lights.
This is a very, very, very specific thing
topic,
to need to
yes.
learn it for. You know what I mean? Like, this is so niche that
I'm
I
not
don't
denying
understand
that
where
it's
we
niche.
are.
But I don't know. I like remembering stuff like that as well. But then it's something I always considered doing as being a teacher. It's a fucking terrifying.
I don't think. I think that what we've done here, and I know that we're at the end, but I'm just gonna
imagine me shaping young minds, Pete.
No.
I could train them like an army.
No, please don't do that. But I think what we've done here is we've touched upon why I don't remember my childhood, and it's not because of any particular reason. I just don't remember anything.
It's because you're maybe so full of shit of stupid poems that the schools taught you that it's blocked everything else out.
No, because I don't remember much from school either. But I think it's because I just don't remember anything. I don't consider that many things important enough to retain as information. Which is probably like the amount of people I've forgotten over the years. They may find that offensive, but at the same time, it's like we don't talk now, so what's the point in remembering you? Do you know what I mean? If you become important again, I can relearn who you are, and if you remembered who I am, then I suppose I'm flattered, but you didn't need to.
I had, just randomly as the last one for this, I had the most awkward thing in the world the other day, which was someone came up to me who I went to school with, and I could look at him and go, I went to school with you, and I was like, not a fucking clue what your name was. It's like we were loosely friends sort of thing. We hung out a few times and all that lot, and probably hung out in the same group sort of thing, shall we say. We had classes together and all that lot. I'm looking at him like, I can't fucking remember your name. I was trying not to ask him, and in the end I had to. And I was just like, I don't know your name. So, do you not remember me from school?
Actually...
Yes, I do remember you from school. We called you Boxhead because that was the nickname. I don't remember your actual name.
Someone at work came up to me and said, "Hi, Pete." Well, they didn't came up. They walked past me, said, "Hi, Pete," and I didn't have a clue who they were. So I just said hi. Well, I'd heard them more than saw them, so I just said hi and walked behind me. And then it was only like 10, 15 minutes later that they walked past again, and I saw them when they were talking to me, and I was just like, I don't know who you are. I genuinely have no idea who you are. And I told them. I don't think it. I told them. I said, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are. And they got offended. They started to say, like, what do you mean you don't know who I am? I don't recall ever seeing you or speaking to you before. It's like, you really don't remember me? It's a girl. She said, I'm going to stand here till you remember my name. I was like, we're going to be stood there a long time unless you tell me.
See, that's when you reply to something like, bye then, and just walk away and leave us stood there.
Well, I didn't even guess. I just said, right, okay. Well, you're going to be stood there a while. I don't know who you are. I'm sorry, it's not my fault that you didn't make enough of an impression on me that I don't remember your name, is it? Let's be honest. And it's also, like, it's just a bit rude to assume that I would care who you are. Because, like, I don't expect you to care who I am. The fact that you know me is rather circumstantial. Like, most people know who I am because I've been there for so fucking long.
You're inevitable.
Yeah, I'm just I'm a universal constant of that place.
So the fact that you remember my name, I'm fucking sorry. Does that mean I had an effect on you, Pete?
No, it means that you forcibly remind me of your existence. Yeah.
Yeah, but I have a due visit.
And saying all this makes me sound really arrogant, as if, like, people, if you want to get to know me, you have to force yourself. You don't have to force yourself into my life at all. And if you choose to dismiss me for any reason, that's also fine. I don't feel like I need to be important to anybody. Do you know what I mean? I ask the same of people as I ask of myself. Like, I don't expect to remember you. I don't expect you to remember me. Do you know what I mean? It's it's all fine. I just don't care. There are so few things that I care about, James. There are so few things. And it's like even before when I was talking about smoking and drinking, I actually don't give a shit. I play stuff up specifically for the podcast. Like, it's because it's, you know, people like a rant and stuff like that. I don't care whether you smoke or drink. I care if you talk to me whilst smoking and blowing smoke in my face, but that's very rare. I don't talk to people.
I'm the sort of person that moves out of the way when I'm lighting a cigarette.
Yeah, and then I also care if you get drunk and start, like, rubbing my shoulder and telling me you love me. I don't want to do anything with that. I
just do that sober, though. Does that count? I'm just trying to wind you up.
Fortunately, your arm isn't 650 miles long, and therefore I cannot be subject to that.
One day I could get close and see you.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was a time when you were close and I denied your presence.
I'll be back in Newton one day and I'll run into you in the shop.
No, because there's no way in hell you'd be able to keep quiet that you're coming up here. That's the first point here. You would blabber it to me at some point because you'd be so excited about it, and I would do everything I could to avoid meeting you.
I could go to
but
your
don't. It's not just specifically you. I would do everything I could to avoid meeting anybody at all times. So
I could go to your workplace.
You could go to my workplace, yeah.
And say, "Oh, is Pete there?" And they go, "Yeah, sure." I could grab you, and they probably would, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would. Yeah, they would come and get me, and then I would spend 5 or 10 minutes trying to figure out where I know you from, or how you know me, and then because I know what you're like. You'd stand there and you'd be like, "You don't know who I am, do you? I'm going to let you think about it." And then I'd remember because that's what I know you would do. Then I'd make the connection. Oh, this is James, obviously. And then I would just go, "Oh yeah, hi," and then I'd just walk back and carry on doing my job.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all I expect.
Yeah.
And then I would shoot up the shop. What?
Whoa now.
Does that come out loud?
You can edit that out. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Right. Anyway, should we end this podcast?
Yeah, we can end this podcast just with the underlining the message that I'm a grumpy fucker and you can all leave me alone.
I might be a murderer.
You can neither confirm nor deny that James is a murderer.
I'm not allowed to mention ongoing court cases.
Oh, Jesus.
Right, let's end this piece of shit.
Yeah, okie dokie. Goodbye, everybody.
Go find us on places and like.
Don't
and
bother.
subscribe.
We're not even there.
We are pretty much everywhere. But anyway.
It's kind of a scary thought, isn't it?
Yes. There is no escaping. We're inevitable.
This just happened in your ears. Bye, everybody.